Today we're going to talk about the impact of Greece on European thoughts and traditions. As we know, throughout the Enlightenment in Europe in 16th, 17th centuries, Greek thought had huge impact on the Enlightenment and Renaissance. And he has had huge impact on Western European countries and Northwestern European countries. Those countries were especially impacted because in order to go on with the project of colonization of most of the world, they need to have some uh, legacy, some traditional legacy, or some way of thoughts that is new for the world, that brings some innovation in how we look at the world. So they relied on two traditions, that one of them was Greek philosophy, Greek thoughts, Greek way of looking at the world, and Greek way of uh, organizing a society, and also Roman tradition. But today we're gonna talk about mostly on Greek tradition. So, in the simple narrative that is being told over and over, there was a continuation of Greek thoughts in Europe and went to Enlightenment, and then after that, through the colonization, entered to the 13 colonies of the US, and then impacted founding fathers, then impacted the constitution of the US, and here we are. We see all those impact even today. But uh, as we know, throughout the Dark Ages, as they call it, or throughout the ages that Europe uh, was not very scientifically advanced, and it was very backward, poor, and had lots of issues. The tradition, the Greek tradition, was almost completely lost throughout the Europe, and Europe did not know that had such a tradition. One, because they never translated those works, those Greek words, philosophers, to Latin or any other European language to preserve it. Second, Greece never actually was part of at least Western and Northwestern European tradition, but they kind of linked the Greek philosophy and tradition to Western Europe tradition and Northwestern Europe tradition in order to have this continuity of thoughts and legacy. So Greece actually, in three areas, were much more influenced by Western Asia, as they call it, Middle East, and Eastern European, that is also part of West Asia, than it was impacted by European tradition, even Roman tradition, uh, let alone the tradition further away toward the Western Europe. So in three areas, Greece was closer to West Asia. One, throughout the Persian Greek wars, Greek has tendency to look east. So they have lots of interaction with Persian society, with Eastern Mediterranean society, and this interaction was causing that they intermarry, uh, they uh, exchange ideas, and they also could exchange their traditions. So, based on the closeness of societies, Greece actually was much more closer to West Asia, as they call it Near East and Middle East and Eastern Mediterranean, than it was close to some places like Western Europe. In second area, Greek was much more influenced, Greek philosophy, Greek thought was much more influenced from the Eastern Mediterranean traditions than it was influenced by Romans, let alone Western European countries. So Greece was much closer um, when it comes to thoughts uh, to West Asia, with the interaction they had with Persian Empire, with another empire that came after Persian Empire. Three, the impact that Greek had on other societies was much more deep, uh, all the way to the golden age of Islam, that Islamic thinkers and those rulers, they actually uh, wanted to preserve the Greek works. That's why they ordered to translate famous Greek philosopher works like Plato and Aristotle from the Greek language to Arabic. And actually, that is how that um, later on Western European realized that there was such a tradition in the other side of Europe that they could use for the bedrock of their colonization project. So those works, those philosophy works, were preserved by translation from Greek to Arabic, and then because Islamic word was expanded all the way to Spain, so these books was actually spread in all this territory, and those work was in Spain. And in the time that Spain became under control of Christian rulers, uh, that was the time that those works from Arabic, those Greek philosophers' work, was translated from Arabic to Latin, and then from Latin it spread out throughout Europe. So that's how the Western European, Northwestern European realized there was such work exists, and they realized there was a legacy that could rely on. And that's the end of the story. How we see they proceeded with making a narrative that there was a continuation of traditions that was always was connected, and this is European tradition, but uh, the Greek tradition was much more influenced by and preserved by Western Asian region than by Western European countries, and later on by American American philosopher and thinkers. So that was for today's topic. Please write your idea in the comment section, and I would love to hear from you. Thank you. Goodbye.